Freddie Felt says James Houston has been cut. Can we?
I trust Freddie.
I trust Freddie. I wouldn't have said it.
He's a good source. Shout out Freddie.
So let's.
KG, can you research that real quick, man?
Wow.
Mans, you got a computer in front of you.
Yeah, I got it.
Let's get confirmation about that. Because that's
The
interesting,
Lions are
right?
releasing pass rusher James Houston as of 3 minutes ago, courtesy of Jeremy Fowler.
Just because
Houston
he
had
crapped
8
himself.
sacks as a rookie in 2022.
Yep,
He's
he
been
gone.
out of the lineup since.
Just because he crapped himself.
Yeah.
Leave the guy alone.
Well, I mean,
Hasn't
it's
he
not,
had enough
it's not a
indignity?
big shock.
He's had enough indignities already.
Man.
I mean,
It's not a big shock.
That's an interesting turn of events, though, because of the depth that the Lions are already lacking going into this Thursday game.
But what is he really giving you this year? And, I mean, I know he was hurt last year, but what is he giving you in the last year and
I mean,
a
he's
half?
giving you some reps. Like right now, it's a battle of attrition for the Detroit Lions with all the injuries that they're facing, especially
Yeah,
on the
I hear
defensive
you.
line.
But-
But you got guys like O'Connor coming in and getting a sack and playing. Like
Right,
I didn't
right.
expect him to leapfrog James Houston.
At one point, you thought you caught lightning in a bottle with this guy.
Yeah.
And what he did in that stretch was amazing, but the fact that you have got virtually nothing from him since then, I mean, it's not really that surprising. Like you said, Pat O'Connor has come on this team and gotten more sacks this year than him.
We're gonna have to see if who they
you go.
replace him with on the roster.
It sounds
Yeah,
like there's
yeah.
there was a cornerback that we were talking to that I read. In
Yeah,
the
it's
last
on
day.
here. Steven Nelson.
Okay, so
former
maybe they
Texans corner. He was a Pro Bowler.
So we have an
at one
impending
time.
signing then.
Yeah.
Okay.
So who knows?
Yeah, maybe they're clearing room for him. I mean, they do need a corner.
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
It doesn't look like that Carlton Davis is going to be ready for this Thursday's game. And I'll tell you, there's been quite a number of injuries on this team, and they just can't get him healthy enough. Matter of fact, we got Dan Campbell talking to us about those injuries. Check it out.
So that's tough to say. I mean, I've got the list right here. It's that's tough. I mean, I think there's probably 3 of them that I think it may be hard to get them there, but it's really a day-to-day. It really is. We're going to know a lot more about some of these guys tomorrow than we do today, and then, it's going to come down to the wire with a number of them. That's the challenge with the short week. The good news is I think most of these are not some long-term thing, but the problem is 3 days to turn around and play. That's where it becomes a bit of an issue. So if we can't, we're prepared like we always are. Next man up. You got to hold the line, do your job, and go compete.
Man, Dan Campbell sounds kind of depressed in that clip, doesn't he? Like,
He does.
Not saying they can't get the job done. They will get the job done. But let's get back to James Houston just getting cut. It's just been announced. Breaking news.
Hey, we have a special guest coming in the studio.
NFL Insider. The namesake of the show just pops up out of
You know
nowhere.
what I'm saying? Even on my day off, I choose to come in with the
How
fellas.
about it?
Gentlemen, how's everybody doing out there?
Hey, Bray.
Just hearing about this with you guys, too. Something's fishy about this. Like, usually when you're on a run like this, you're having all these injuries, especially on the defensive side of the ball.
Something stinks.
You need all the bodies that you can get to throw at Josh Allen, to throw at insert quarterback that you'll be facing. To dismiss him in the middle of set run, something don't smell right.
Yeah, because, 2 years ago it was like, oh, man, too bad we don't get a fifth-year option on James Houston.
Right.
And then
Yeah, that doesn't make
a
sense.
year later, poof, gone. But you mentioned it. He had a sack 2
2
weeks
weeks
ago
ago.
against the Texans, and a pivotal
Yeah.
play, too, against a mobile quarterback, tracking him down, stopping. Like, how do you, like you're saying, there must be something to go from that to this in a hurry. Does the signing have anything to do with it, do you think?
Look, I don't know. I'm not inside, so I don't want to say this. This is all speculation, just me being a former player. I don't think it has something to do with the signing. You're talking about a guy that can get to the quarterback. That's what the Detroit Lions need right now. You need guys that can get to the quarterback. 2 weeks ago against the Texans, had a pivotal sack in that game in the second half. Seems like he was starting to try to find himself outside of just being a one-trick pony, a guy that's just going to dip and rip and try to get to the quarterback. But, you get dismissed. And what's today? Tuesday?
Yep.
And you play on
2 days
Thursday?
Yep, November 26th.
This feels like Isaiah Buggs all over again, no?
100%.
Where we didn't know this is the guy who was
100%.
contributing
It comes out
and
later.
then just disappears.
Yeah.
And everybody was complaining about Buggs when we weren't getting time out of him. Same deal with Houston. And I think, in 6 months, maybe even just 6 weeks, we'll find out the real story of what happened to James Houston.
Oh, quick note, switch to sports for a second. Last night was at the Malik Beasley birthday party.
Okay.
The Pistons were in there coming off their fresh win. I know you guys are talking about Jay
Oh.
Ivey, game winner. They were in the building. You see it.
23.
23
Yes,
right
sir.
there. That's this guy right here.
Yes,
The
sir.
real
Been on him since
23.
we got
The
him.
real
The
23.
leader
Yes, sir.
of the
He's on the
Jay
real
United fan
23.
club. 100% he had the game
My
winner.
guy.
But the team was in the spot. And you know what they told me? They said, yo, you work with the Woodward Sports. They ain't say nothing about Brandon Edwards, the football player. They say, you work with Woodward Sports, don't you? Well, we appreciate that Pistons
that's
love. So
fantastic.
this is coming from
Shout
the
out to
Pistons.
the Pistons,
They
man.
say shout out to Kool-Aid, more importantly. But yeah, just want to show that love.
And I've been telling you guys, we need to talk about this team because come March,
I'll let you
Cut
guys
him
know.
off.
I'll be over here.
Cut him off, please.
come March,
Cut him off.
this team will be a play-in team, flat out, and they might even be a 500 team.
As long as they keep giving the ball to Ivy, we gonna be all
For
right.
sure. You know, and I got to retract some statements I said,
How
not
did
on
we get
air.
James Houston to this? How did James Houston get into, look, it'll be 500?
Welcome to the ADD Sports Talk Show
There it
here on
is.
Woodward Sports.
I knew I shouldn't have let you guys get together. I knew it. I knew better.
You should be at the post-game shows.
I know. I let you guys get away too much. You needed me there. You needed me.
You come on.
Yeah,
You're always
it's a good
invited,
time.
Somebody
man.
stop you.
Hey, social.
I'm there.
Every post game, it's great.
Maz ain't coming.
You guys need me to stay calm, to keep the calming force.
We need help with all the love Soroki's brings us.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Amen to that.
No leftovers,
Amen
baby.
to that. So
Getting lots of interaction in the chat right now. Tremendous one. Maybe Houston wasn't putting in the work. Suspenseful habits. Houston released to make room for Danny Dimes.
Hey.
Oh, now there's a twist I didn't see
Well
coming.
played, my friend.
I mean, you don't. Yeah, we can't have two white mobile quarterbacks on the team.
Damn,
You can't do it. You can't do it.
well, one's
Just can't.
mobile and one isn't.
Yeah, golf's mobile.
Yeah, okay. 21 yards for the season. You're
Okay,
right.
let's say because we won't talk injuries. Week 18, right? We're hosting the Vikings. Let's say they're 2 games behind. It's not a crazy game. Who would you rather see under center? Danny Dimes or Hendon Hooker?
Depends. Do we have home field advantage done? Is it in the bag?
Yes.
Well, of course I want Daniel Jones.
Okay.
Of course.
He's his
See,
biggest
I think
supporter.
it's a very clever play. If you get him and you're able to kind of keep him under contract, it gives you 2 fantastic options.
You won't be able to
turn
keep him
into
under
capital
contract.
in the offseason.
You won't be able to keep him under
You don't
contract.
know that.
Yes, you do.
If you bring him in here,
He's
you
going
win
to go try to be a
championship with
starting
him as
quarterback again.
Sure.
He's not going to be a perennial bench guy.
Just like Ben Johnson's going to leave every year, right? Listen,
What?
if this guy
Ben
comes
Johnson's
here,
not on a 1-year contract.
but what I'm saying,
Ben Johnson didn't just get released from his team and is trying to find a home.
No, Stick, he's already gotten paid. Most of what the Giants have paid him.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
$40 million.
That's what
if
I'm
he-
saying.
Right now, you're signing for the league minimum.
I understand what we're signing him for, but
I don't think you
I'm
do.
also saying you not re-signing
So
this man.
may I-
Like
may
you're not
I-
re-sign- he's not going to play past this season. You get him for
Braylon!
5 games.
man, it feels like a damn Sunday all over again.
Breaking out of Braylon Edwards. No, but that's like what you really think he's going to sign a secondary contract here?
No. Okay, may I? It's
Yeah.
not Sunday, dog. Relax. All right. So this is the deal. If he comes here and they were to get him, they go on to win a championship. All right. They negotiate a deal to come here as a backup, and now you have a Hendon Hooker trade piece. That is within the realm of possibility.
What's Hendon Hooker worth right now?
At least a 2nd or 3rd rounder, no less.
Okay.
For sure. A second-round pick.
A second-round
A
pick.
guy that went for a 3rd,
Yes.
has 2 years left on his rookie contract.
He went up in value.
Has taken
Hey,
5
he's still in-
snaps in the
he's
NFL.
still in his 30s.
But wait, you're saying he's 1 year younger than Daniel Dimes.
Yeah, that's-
ladies and gentlemen.
I know, man. I'm
So
just
what-
busting
It's
what
chops.
are
the
we
NFL. It's the NFL. Guys
What's
overpay
going
for
on
here,
quarterbacks all the time.
Not-
especially
no.
mobile ones with promise.
Is this how the show's going to
This
go?
show is off the rails.
Is this we're really just going to make these frivolous claims
Happy
that
Thanksgiving,
Daniel
everyone.
Dimes is going to give up on his dream of being a starting quarterback? He's not going to go to one of the 7 teams that need a starting quarterback and would look to a guy that
He
has
will.
already had starter
He will.
experience,
He
who's
will.
27. Like, do you think he's really just, oh, yeah, cool. I'm cool with being Goff's backup the rest of my career. This is nice. You really think that's his mindset?
I don't really think that, but I absolutely
well, you really
believe
said
it.
it.
I absolutely believe it to be a possibility. But having those 2 guys tied to your organization in this offseason gives you capital. It gives you an opportunity to talk Danny Dimes into possibly staying, and it gives you an opportunity to possibly trade Hendon Hooker. I think that Danny Dimes, very much like Darnold, very much like Baker, is going to settle in somewhere else and be very successful. Darnold, Baker, both those guys left and both had to share or be backups in their new situations before they ended up as a Viking or they ended up as a Buccaneer and the registered starter. All right. So for me, I've seen crazier stuff happen, and I've seen crazy teams like the Raiders pay for speed, pay for promise. And I'm telling you, Hooker may never end up actually starting a game for this team because he will probably get traded.
Listen, Stick, before you jump on him, he's got a lot of. Listen, no, he's got. I agree with him.
I know you do.
All right,
that's how I know I'm right.
Now I'm going to give you some teams. Listen to me. I'm going to give you just 2 teams off the top of my bald head. The 49ers. Mm-hmm. Why pay Brock Purdy when he's up and down when you could get that guy for a lot cheaper? Or the LA Rams. How much longer is Stafford going to be? And you don't think Sean McVay want to get his meat hooks into Daniel Jones and turn him into a guy that he believes, I believe,
so you're
can
agreeing
still be a
with
good
me.
quarterback.
So
or
then
his
you agree
meat
with
hooks
me.
into Hooker, either one.
No, not Hooker.
But either one, I'm just saying.
See, then you agree with me that he's not. He's going somewhere else next year. So this fantasy of signing him to a backup and then trading Hendon Hooker for more value than you drafted him at when he's 2 years older and hasn't taken snaps.
Crazy.
No.
Well, even if you if you get a guy like Daniel Jones and convince him that Jared Goff's here for a couple more years and you could take over after that, and you still got paid, maybe in a great situation that the Lions are. Maybe there is that outside possibility that he does that.
Okay.
Maybe.
They could sign Joe
So
Montana.
in other words, I agree with both of you.
It's an outside possibility.
I agree with both of you, I guess. I can't believe I'm going to say I agree with Stick on anything.
Listen, I'm not saying I don't want Daniel Jones here. I think Daniel Jones would be an upgrade in the backup position and would give me a little bit more comfort if anything happens to my Lord and Savior Jared Goff. But he's not going to re-sign past this year, so no. I don't think you're ever going to trade him. And I severely don't think Hendon Hooker has increased his value to any GM in the NFL since he came off the board of the Detroit Lions 2 years ago.
That's a fact.
All right, so I want to throw one last thing on here. I won't talk about Hooker, but when you look at Danny Dimes and you look at the interview that he just had and the experience that he had in New York, to come and be embraced by a culture that is on the precipice of a Super Bowl could be very enticing, okay? And if you bring him here and he gets an opportunity, maybe doesn't even take a snap, but he gets a ring, the opportunity to talk him into a 1 or 2 year deal is not absurd. That's all that I'm saying.
It is. You're right. You're right.
I'm good.
That said, I don't think he'll sign with us, meaning the Detroit Lions. I wish he would, to tell you the truth. I would say I'd love him to go to the Jets, but they're as bad as the Giants.
He wants out of New York, my friend.
Right.
Yeah,
I don't blame him.
Period.
I don't blame him.
I don't know. That'd be the ultimate slap in the face. He goes to the Jets and actually is somewhat successful
be
over
cool.
the dumpster
That would
fire
be cool.
they've been with Aaron.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Now, we talked yesterday. You weren't here. You would have loved
That's
this.
your guy, Maz.
Where's
What's happened to your guy,
Where's
Maz?
Aaron Rodgers going to finish his career? Do you
On the
think it's
couch.
over, or do you think he plays another year and winds up?
The USFL.
He winds up in maybe San Francisco.
Is anybody else tired of the return to Minnesota, do the same thing Favre fantasy that everybody has right now?
They have J.J.
McCarthy.
Yeah.
They have Sam Darnold. They are not going to bring in a guy that's a disruptor in his 40s when you've got J.J. McCarthy ready to take over.
Sun Tzu, The Art of War. Never interrupt your enemy when they're making a mistake. So we should hope that everybody signs Aaron Rodgers that we don't like.
Done.
Like we want them to have Aaron Rodgers.
That's true.
He will rot the fruit from the inside like he's done at every franchise he's stepped foot in.
But if you're a competent NFL franchise, why would you let this guy anywhere near your facility? Why?
Because he's Aaron. Because there's people like Maz who want to live off his MVP from 20 years ago.
He ain't been that man in 3 to 4 years almost.
So where does he end up
10?
next year? Let's like throw out some ridiculous scenarios.
I
I mean,
threw
the
out the
Raiders are
49ers.
definitely on the board.
No,
Because they
49ers.
make bad decisions.
Yep.
No, 49ers.
No way.
That's his childhood love team.
Yeah, that'd be great. Go to the 49ers. Like,
Hey.
I would love to see the 49ers empire crumble.
If Kyle Shanahan
Go for
takes him on and it doesn't work, that's the end of Kyle Shanahan in San Francisco.
But that's the thing.
And he'll get a job the next day.
Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron, except without the rings. Like when he goes to a franchise, he's going to take the coach down. He's going to take everybody down around him until it works. And that's fine. It works for LeBron.